Chris Level here with another edition of Pirate Talk. I'm pleased to be joined by one of my favorite people, Sherri Culwell, who coaches softball over at Lubbock Cooper High School. Let's see, this is like what? How many seasons is this?
For me?
Yeah, I mean like at the high school.
At the high school. This is just my fourth one.
Okay, I was going to say like 5 or 6,
yeah.
so I would have overshot it. But you've been doing this a long time.
A long time. This is 35th overall. So
3-5.
yes.
Yeah, a lot of softball
most
knowledge
of y'all have been alive.
in this clipboard right here. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. What is there anything that in like 35th season about to get rolling here? Is there anything you like more now than you used to about your sport or job, or just just being able to coach?
I think the thing I've always liked, obviously, are the kids.
Yeah.
And they change every single year, and then it becomes cyclical. I don't know if that makes sense. Like they'll change from year to year, but then you look back and it's cyclical. We've been through this before because I've been in it so long. But the kids, they teach you something every day, whether you know it or not. You know, you go out there with the clipboard and you think you've got it all figured out, and then they'll teach you something, and you're like, okay. So
And that makes a good coach, always willing
fun.
to learn and like
Absolutely.
not act like it's my way and this is how we do it and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, adapting and trying to thrive with it. You have a unique roster this year in that I guess every roster is a bit different in that you don't get to pick it necessarily. I mean, they're kids that go to your school and then you get to sort through who the best softball players are. But the way this one is constructed is this is it's like a lot of upperclassmen, but a lot of those upperclassmen are not seniors.
Correct.
Yeah. So
And then the ones that are seniors have maybe one, well, this would be like a full year on varsity and partial year last year on varsity,
Okay.
even as seniors.
Okay.
It is kind of odd because you would think your seniors have the 4 years in, and they have more knowledge than the rest of the team. But we're all pretty even. Now, my junior class, 4 of those, they've been there since freshmen. So that's
they're
the
grizzled
core.
vets, yeah.
Yes, that's the core. That's the grit. That's the ones that really lead the team. And, I'll say that. And I'm proud of them for that. But they're not so above anybody else that they can't, pull a freshman up or lean on a senior to help them through something, like an injury or a bad practice or something like that. Because we all have them. So it's a good mix, but not necessarily a lot of varsity experience, if that makes sense.
And it's different.
Excuse me.
And varsity is different. I mean, that's what high school athletes or what you're little kid. I mean, you kind of that's the top of the food chain for most.
Especially in high school, that's the pinnacle. That's what you're trying to do. If you're not trying to reach that level, then play a couple of years and then move on. But if that's what you want to do, you want to get to that varsity level, you want to lead for your school, for your team, and then maybe be seen to move on. It is different. Varsities, I mean, that's where you want to be.
And is there in all your years of coaching, is it rare to have like kind of 4-year players?
I've had it once before.
And so this is a bit abnormal.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Only once before, and I had a core of 5. So I had 5 freshmen starting one year, whereas I had 4 starting with this class. And it's the best thing about them being freshmen is they just go. And they don't know. They're like just, little puppies running through things.
They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, just having fun and loving it. Usually by their junior year, they're like, okay, this is what we need to do. And they start thinking a little bit more, which I encourage them not to. And I don't know if that makes sense or not. Don't think, just go out there and have fun
don't
and play.
overthink.
Yes,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Analysis by paralysis.
Right.
Kind of
So,
deal, yeah.
And they're doing a good job of that so far.
And you start to see the end. Like you start to see, like I only have so
they're
many
like,
more of
dang,
these. Yeah, like it went by
absolutely.
fast. Whereas all these your freshmen, sophomores, like I got all kinds of time in the world. Like we win, we lose, I mean
right.
whatever it may be. Yeah,
Right, absolutely.
I totally get it.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, just a couple of seniors, what is your expectation for this particular team? Like, how did you want to schedule it? What are your thoughts on kind of how you feel like you'll compete and all those kinds of things? Because last year you had You had some weird stuff going on. You had some
Yeah.
injuries and some other players that missed some games for various reasons, and it was just kind of like a hard to get on track. You dealt with some adversity, I guess. Is that fair to say?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is last year we dealt with adversity during tournament season and into district. This year we have some adversity early on, only, during the scrimmage portion of our, we have 4 seasons. So during our scrimmage season, which I'm better with that than with, having it later on. But what can you do? I told them yesterday, I can't be mad at somebody who is injured. I can't be mad at somebody who's, got the strep throat.
Yeah,
I
sick.
can't be mad at somebody who is going to do something that they've planned with their family or that will take them into college, perhaps. I can't be mad at that. I have to be flexible because I ask them to be flexible, and we adjust and we just move on and we make the most of it. And you see this gray hair, that's what all that's from. But
Because it's a hopeless feeling at some level.
it is because I want to help those kids. That's my job.
Yeah.
And so I just let them know it's okay. And we have, abbreviated practices and we move on, and just how it is. That's life.
Yeah. And Coach Rhodes still going to help you?
Yes.
Yes.
I will keep him. They tried to take him away. I already talked to you about that. I think I have him just locked in for a little bit.
Yes.
And I'm blessed with that because he was a baseball, football guy, played the game, and still a football guy. But when he stepped on our field, I think he fell in love with it. I know he did, and he fell in love with the kids, and that's what you're supposed to do as a coach. And he's just irreplaceable.
Yeah, and he coaches, he's like your main assistant and then helps with JV and all these different things.
He
right?
does,
Yeah.
and I really let him take control of hitting now because that's really. And he sent me the funniest TikTok this morning about hitting. I know. It was clean.
I'm going to give him a hard time next time I see him about
It was
him
clean.
sending you TikToks.
It's
yeah.
hysterical. Just about all the things that people want you to do and to lean on this foot and close your eye. All the different things. And he's very good at keeping it simple and putting them in uncomfortable situations while they're doing it so that they will get comfortable with that. So if something comes up during a game, they can adapt quickly. And so he's really good about that. So
Yeah. It's like the golfer when you got a million different things with your swing, and it's
Yes.
like, okay, now I can't even swing a
No,
club because
and
I'm
then you
thinking
get
about
the- yeah.
instead of just see ball, hit ball, same premise.
Exactly,
Yeah, that's right.
exactly.
There's a scene in Tin Cup, movie Tin
Love
Cup
it.
about that. Yeah, like
Love
that.
it.
All these contraptions all
Yes.
over them. Yeah, and in softball, baseball, you can have the little thing on your thumb,
Yes.
and your all
Yeah,
kinds of
standing
stuff.
on your back foot.
Oh
front
yeah,
foot,
yeah. Which
stepping over the bucket instead of into. I don't know. It's just,
And okay, so back to your schedule.
Uh-huh.
Like, what did you kind of, let's take it through
Sure.
a little bit. Like, what did you want to do with your team as far as tournaments and get really tough, or like let's ease into this? Not really sure since we have a younger team for the most part, because you've got some freshmen on your team again too.
I do. I have
Yeah.
2 freshmen, but I approach every year I've been here the same way.
Schedule.
Let's just go jump in 2 feet and
Okay.
let's take our lumps and licks and let's go. And I think that prepares us.
Yeah, you're not scared.
District.
That
No,
is,
we ain't
I mean,
scared.
that's you're not trying to schedule wins. I mean, you try to go.
No, and it's pretty similar to last year's schedule. If you'll look at it, we're still going to Dripping Springs and Wiley, which we played some kids last year that oh my gosh. But then I think they looked at us and went, oh my gosh, as well, because we were little and young and we just beat up on some kids, got beat up on, and it's okay. That's just how it is because. Believe it or not, our softball district is one of the toughest districts out there. There's some talent, so why would we have a marshmallow schedule going into that?
Okay, yeah, you're
We're
not
not
doing
going to
yourself
do
any
it.
favors.
So,
Yeah, you're
no,
not doing
and
yourself any favors.
And we talk about that, and just fight, never give up. That's what it's about.
What is Coach Colwell's culture? Like if I said, hey, sum up your program's culture in like one sentence, what would it be? How would you describe it?
Wow, that's a good question.
And it could be what it is or what you want it to be, either way. But I mean, like very succinctly, how would you say my program is?
I just think it's family. That's what we preach.
Okay.
And in family, it's inclusive. It's not exclusive.
Okay.
We love you for who you are and what you do.
Okay.
You're going to make a mistake. We're still going to love you. I'm going to make a mistake.
Unconditional love.
Yeah,
Just
I
don't
really
boot the
think
ball.
so.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to boot it. We're going to boot it. But it's what you do afterwards. It's the character that you show after that.
Okay.
And we work on that. And we're silly. I don't know. It's just family.
Yeah.
I can't even say anything
Well,
else about
but
that.
that's the beauty of a team.
Yeah, we
And that's
end
why,
each practice and each game with family on 3.
Okay.
And we've done that for 4 years, and however long I'm here, that's what we'll do.
Okay. Yeah, because, that's the beauty of that's what kids, hitting the home run's great, or, catching the out that ends a game is great, or getting to the playoffs is great. But what they miss the most when it's over is the camaraderie and the family aspects, and like the locker room or bus trips or all the things.
You'll ask him at the end of the season, what was your favorite part? And I'm thinking, okay, when we, beat so-and-so, and when we had, and they're like, I remember that time in the locker room when I fell down because
And everybody laughed and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it's about.
Yeah. And your trips to the Dripping Springs or
so fun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
so fun.
That's what's bonding.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. Do we have anything different with our uniforms this year?
Yes.
Yeah, take us through that.
Yes, we've got.
We love the uniform talk.
I know.
And the kids love the uniform, right?
They do. I won't even tell you why this came up, but I'm a big pinstripe person.
Right.
Always have been. So last year, put roads, I said, hey, let's do some pinstripes. So we did black with white pins. And the kids, they liked how they looked, but they were heavy, very heavy.
Yeah.
And I won't tell you the brand, but just very heavy. So this year we're like, okay, we're going to scrap that. We're going to go to white with black pins.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, love it. There's very little red on there so that it's just a black and white, very simple, very basic. And then, so that's it. That's my favorite one. And then you designed another one that is mostly black with the red and the little bit of white on it. And I call that our race car, driver type uniform because it has all the things on it. But
Flair, drip.
That's good. TGI Fridays. Did you work there or something?
No.
Okay, well.
Isn't that like out of the Office, that show? It's like you have to have all the Flair,
All
like
the
the
Flair, all
little
the
buttons.
little
Yeah,
pins
that's
and stuff.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bracelets and everything. Yeah.
But it's so funny because they already know what they're going to wear to the next scrimmage because you can't wear uniforms. So we have a combination of shirts and undershirts and pants and belts and socks and and you think, oh, that's just kind of nonsense. But if they're buying into everything they do to get prepared for that scrimmage or that practice or that tournament, then dang, we're ahead of the game.
Just need a spreadsheet to learn. Yeah,
I know. I just show up. That's all I do. I just show up. I do.
And speaking of, I thought you told me about this the other day, and I was like, oh, can I ask you about this? And
no.
yes, you already.
I don't remember.
Okay, yeah. So speaking of cool stuff and everything, you actually this year, I think this is the first year for this. There's now a Homerun Belt.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes, like a title belt.
Yes.
And so it's the teams, but if the last person that gets the home run gets to hold the belt until. So take us through how this came to be, and are the girls getting behind it, and what happens if I'm not a home run hitter? Is there another belt for like do we have a bunt belt or like?
Well, that might be cute. It'd be more like just a little skinny belt.
Okay.
Or something.
Yeah, that's right. But take me through like the idea of that, because that's the fun thing that people enjoy.
It
about
is fun,
sports
and
too.
I'm not a big showy, flashy.
And you're not. That's why I was like,
and it freaked me out. So when we do hit home runs, and we will hit home runs, the first time somebody tried to get silly across the plate, I was not real happy with it, and I let them know, and so they know. So shout out to Bridget Snodgrass and her dad. They bought this belt, and he donated it to the team. And it's a title belt, and I don't even know what it says because I was just like, I didn't really look at it. And then the other day, during our scrimmage in the wind, little sophomore Gunsit, who is a first-time varsity
Addison,
kid.
yes.
Yeah, she just hits this line drive over center field fence, and we all went, well, dang, okay, good job. She's coming in. And the next thing I know, she's over there doing this with the belt. I was like, okay. So,
which is not her personality either.
No.
Addison is not. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time with her before.
So it's kind of neat that they can get out of their comfort zone for a moment And it's not like she's going to wear it out there to play first or third base or anything. It's just it's that moment in time where she was recognized for what she did to help the team, and then we move on. So it's something different for me. Stay tuned. I'll let you know how it ends up. So.
Well, again, it's about adapting and thriving. You're learning and changing with the times and all those things. I love it. I love it.
It was cute.
Okay, take me through some of your other key players here, or whoever you would want to mention that you'll kind of. Pitching staff, and just kind of, we mentioned home run hitter and Addison Gunsett, who did a good job there. But anybody else we want to?
Heck yeah, I want to talk about kids all the time. So
I know, and it's hard to talk about all of them, but there's some of them that maybe have earned some.
And I'll just go to our core juniors that we have that have been with us. As freshmen since day one. We've got Lozano, Luna, Pesterfield, and Ray. And two of those are pitchers. Lozano and Ray are two of our four pitchers. Collins is a pitcher too, and she is a junior, but she has less experience on varsity, but we will rely on her. Lozano she's got the nastiest stuff on the mound. It's crazy. And then Ray, she's more of a fastball pitcher. We'll rely on them on the mound. And if Lozano's not on the mound, she's now taking over shortstop for us.
Because this is where you were affected by a lot of adversity last year.
Yes.
You had to throw some kids that weren't, I don't know if the right word is, weren't really ready for this, or they got really thrown into some big time moments from a pitching standpoint.
Voluntoed to go pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Yeah, it's bring in everybody.
Coach, yeah.
And they adapted and they did great. And then, they took that and they're using that this year. And then, you've got Ray can hit it out as a pitcher. Usually your pitchers aren't your great hitters. Ray can get it out. Lozano is a pitcher. She can get it out. Luna, who returned to the left side, she's the fastest kid I've ever coached. Ever.
Wow.
And that's saying,
okay.
That's a long time.
35 years, folks. Yes.
Yeah. And so all she has to do is touch and go. And then you've got Pesterfield, who's behind the plate. She can get it out. And then you round that up with our two sophomores this year who were freshmen last year, Southern and Gar. We call her Gar, like a pirate. R. Garcia. And they both can power it out. And then Gunsett, who surprisingly, we lost some power and big kids last year, but I think we brought back the core that's just going to lead that team. And then you've got the two freshmen. Kimber Craig's little sister, Ashlyn Craig, is now on the team, and she's got power. And then we've got little Wilson, who was a surprise.
So the Homerun Belt, what I'm hearing is the Homerun Belt.
It's going to be passed around.
I was about to say, yes, everybody's going to get a chance to wear this bad boy. You're starting to do more at the high school, though. You've kind of taken on a bit of a different role. You're kind of involved in a little bit of everything. Everybody sees you out and about at a lot of the things. And have you enjoyed that part, too, of not just being so honed in on – because you're at volleyball and football and basketball and all the things, very present, omnipresent, I should say.
I've had that role before at a different school district, and I really enjoyed it. And when I first got here, the last 3 years, it was just solely softball, which was great.
Yeah.
But I do like being out and about, and
because you take ownership in where you work, and I like that.
Well, those kids, man, they're amazing. I just don't get how they don't know that about themselves, and I want us to spread that word and let them know that they are enough and that they are good. And yes, I should be there and see them. Yeah, I enjoy it.
This is why she's good at what she does. Yes. I remember when we taped last year. Do you remember anything about that conversation?
Candy corn.
Yes, that. Okay.
That's one of
and
them. The dumpster.
Yes. and I'm like, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing? You're like dumpster diving, and I'm like, I did a double take. But you do you still like refurbish furniture and like somebody's trash and you kind of fix it up and all this? I mean, do you still? So that's like your thing, right?
I do, because
is it good therapy for you? Do you just genuinely like it? Like
it's just,
all the above.
All of the above, and it's just ridiculous. And then I hope that somebody looks at me and goes, I can fix you, and helps me with something, because we're imperfect, and so we got to take something that's imperfect and go, that's that's somebody's treasure. And so, yeah, I love that part about it. But
But in all seriousness, like that's what you just kind of like fixing up
I
old
do.
furniture, and like, is that kind of the
It was out of necessity. I raised my children by myself for the last 22 years.
Okay.
And so when they started going off to college and getting in not just dorm rooms, but like their little apartments and stuff, I couldn't just go out and buy furniture and all the things. So
Okay. You were
when
resourceful.
I was resourceful, and we did all the things. And I pulled the U-Haul to LSU for my oldest one year, and we finished her apartment, or little house, actually. And it just kind of grew from there. And then anytime I would do something, my kids were like, don't get rid of that, Mom. So now I've got a garage full of stuff that I really need to sell. But so it was out of necessity, but then it just became, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. See,
like
well, that's just kind of who you are. Is yeah, you're. It's not about if your glass is half full or half empty. It's about who's pouring the water. And when Sherri Culwell is pouring the water, I think you're in good company.
Dang.
Yeah.
Thank you
That's
so
that's
much.
good. That's solid. Well,
appreciate that.
you got scrimmage season right around the corner. You got some kids healthy and kind
Oh.
of sick and all that stuff.
Kind of a mixed bag
Yeah,
right now, and
yeah.
that's okay. Well, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
That's right.
And
That's
if
another
this
saying.
is not a lesson, then I don't know what is. And we talked about that yesterday. Nobody's mad. We're going to put some pieces together. We may have to cancel one on Saturday, that's okay. It's a scrimmage. I'd rather knock this out early and then be solid for district.
Okay.
So,
All right.
but
Well,
we'll be all right.
stay healthy.
Yes.
Stay dry. We have had a little rain, and hopefully stay warm. It's great outside right now,
Oh my gosh, it's so
but
great.
the weather can be tricky here. In
Winter
West.
is coming.
And as soon as like spring break gets here, it's like, yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, where's the winter coat, the scarf, and the hat, and all that stuff. I appreciate
Yeah, you need to come out and see our kids, because
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what, they will be the cheese on your nachos.
See, now we're just dropping analogies and
I had
metaphors
to. My
left and
kids,
right.
my kids challenged me. I had to drop a word.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and if anything, come watch the cheese on the nachos, but also come see if you get a Homerun Belt appearance.
That's right.
Yes, that's right.
Absolutely.
Well, Sherri, appreciate the time.
Thank you
You were
for
nice to do
having
this.
me.
Absolutely, we will do this again. But for Sherri Culwell, for Chris Lovell, for Colton Coons, our producer behind the camera, this has been another edition of Pirate Talk.